Welcome back to the channel. This is a piece for the RISD Alumni Art Exchange, which RISD stands for Rhode Island School of Design, and I am an alumni from 2004, the illustration department. So what I thought would be really a neat idea was to take a piece that I worked on at RISD and give it a little bit of a glow up. So this was a 3-part series, and these are the 2 pieces to start the series, and they're all done in crayon. And this is the 3rd piece, which I felt like was the weakest, but I have a love of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches apparently, because if you know me and you've been following me for a while, you'll know my favorite Garbage Pail Kid is Babbling Brooke. And what is she doing but talking and eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? How appropriate. So I don't know who my recipient is yet, but I thought it would be really fun for them to see a piece that I worked on at school, kind of done in a new style. So when I send my my little letter and I send my piece along, I'll probably write in there and I'll send a little picture of this original piece, so they can just kind of see how my style has changed. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. I don't know if they will. I hope they do, but we'll see. So the original 3 pieces are actually done in Caran d'Ache crayon, which is a wax oil-based crayon that blends together really fairly easy. It's actually kind of fun to work with. I just don't work with it anymore. I tend to find the colors a little dull, where I kind of want to see more bright and saturated, which is, if you're following my work and you've seen my Wacky Package sketch cards or my Garbage Pail Kid sketch cards, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about and how it's very forgiving too. Like, you can just paint over something. With crayon, you really kind of have to work many layers. If you're interested in seeing a video on how I use Caran d'Ache crayon, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not an expert. I learned by doing. The teacher that taught it when I was at RISD was on sabbatical the year that I was looking to take the course, and then I think he didn't even come back the next year because, yeah, I don't recall being able to take his class. So I kind of just learned by doing. But if you're interested in seeing how I do it, leave a comment down below and let me know, and I'll make a video about it. As I think it's a really underrated medium. It's fun, and if you're loose enough, I think you can really get some beautiful pieces. I think I'm sometimes too tight of an artist. I like things very polished and manicured, but the texture that it gives off is like pastel. But then the cool thing is it doesn't wipe off because it is a wax oil crayon. So yeah, let me know below if you want me to do a video on that, and I can do one in the future. But getting back to this piece, I made a grievous mistake when I started this piece. So I am using watercolor paper, and the wonderful thing about watercolor paper is it's literally made for very watery mediums, and I did not spritz or even just wet the paper in any way when I started. So I'm finding that when I'm putting paint down, it's very stiff. It's not like moving around like I'd like it to. So that was kind of a bummer, but I rolled with it. I just kept rinsing my brush, adding water, and trying to really push the paint around like that. With acrylic gouache, it will dry fast like acrylic. So you don't have a lot of time before it dries. With designer gouache, if you are interested in how that works, I can also make a video on that. But that one's more like watercolor, and it operates where if you put down another brush stroke, you can pick your paint back up and blend the colors out. And I tend to be a little muddy with watercolor sometimes, which is why I like designer gouache, but I kind of steer clear from it because I do like to kind of go over places sometimes. And I need that resilience of like the acrylic gouache where it will not pick the paint up. But I mean, that it just depends on your preference. I feel like if you're starting out and you want to try all different mediums, I absolutely think you should. I was very lucky that I got to go to RISD because there was literally a class for everything, and I was able to try many different things, which is why I do many mediums. And I will say, I hope she's not listening because I love her, but my oil painting teacher, I'm not even going to say her name, she was wonderful. Oil painting was not for me. I never caught on. I never understood it. So You will probably never see me oil paint, although I do have open air acrylics. I do have some oil or water-based oil paint. I don't know if I'll ever use them again. I have them, but I don't know. We'll see. In any case, going back to this illustration, I already can see how much more this pops than the original. I chose to stick with a blue background because I really wanted those orangey brown sandwiches and the tabletop. I added more orange to the tabletop so it wasn't the same color as the sandwiches and the peanut butter and the crust. And orange and blue are complementary colors, so they work well off each other, and I just really wanted them to pop. There's really not much else to say. I will touch on that I did do colored outlines at first, and then I didn't end up thinking it popped enough, and I tended to I just really like a black outline. So I did end up re-outlining it in black, and the last frame, the last picture on here, you will see the final, which is it being done in all black outline. But you know what? This was such a fun thing to do. I really enjoyed it. I will say sometimes I feel like when I'm filming, I'm a little stiff because even though no one's literally watching me at that moment, I feel like everyone's watching me, which is what I struggled with when I was a caricature artist at Disneyland, because everyone is watching you draw. They're standing behind you watching you draw. And I always felt like I couldn't relax. And that's one of the things I find when I'm filming, is that I feel like my art tends to be a little more stiff, or I'm a little more uncomfortable just because I'm thinking in my head, what are these people looking at it and being like, why is she doing that? What's happening? When really, I should just be having fun, which is going to be my mantra for all of 2025. Just have fun. And to be honest, I'm going to actually try to work more in my sketchbook like I used to, because I really found that when I did that in like 2020 and like basically I stopped working every day in my sketchbook when we were moving to Missouri, just because, we were moving. It was busy. And then life kind of happens. My dog got really sick. So for a year, I really didn't have like my normal schedule. And now that unfortunately my dog Gage has passed away, I have a little more time, but I want to try to focus on getting my children's book done and doing more sketching at night, just to really kind of get back to honing in my style and just my craft and having fun. And that's what art is. Art is fun. Art should be fun. So I hope whoever receives this will see the humor and the whimsy and the fun in it. And I look forward to doing more videos. I'm going to try to do one a week. I'm not going to lie. I am a busy person. Between sketch card projects, my job, I do have a 4-year-old dog. I have a boyfriend. There's always a lot going on, but I'm going to do my best to try to commit to doing a video a week. And I hope you guys enjoy them. If you have things you want to see, or like I said earlier, if you want to see like a Caran crayon video, or if you don't like these time lapses and you'd rather see more of an instructional video, just let me know in the comments what you're looking for, and I'll see what I can do. I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of this, and I will definitely see you again back at the drawing board.